Okay, so question number 19 says, in a certain population of caribou, the probability of an animal being sickly is 1 over 20. If a caribou is sickly, the probability of it being eaten by wolves is 1/3. If a caribou is not sickly, the probability of it being eaten by wolves is 1 over 150. If a caribou is chosen at random from the herd, what is the probability of the event that it will be eaten by wolves? In order to figure out this problem, we need to make a tree diagram. Now, the first two branches are going to be the probability that the caribou is sickly and the probability that it is not. So for sickly, we have 1 over 20, which we get from the problem, and then not sickly we don't get from the problem, but we know that it will be 19 over 20 because probability always adds up to 1. So 1 over 20 plus 19 over 20 will equal 1. Now, for the second step, we need to add more branches to the tree diagram. So for sickly, we know that the probability that it will be eaten is 1/3. So we're going to branch off the 120, write the 1/3 for eaten here. The opposite of that will be 2/3, and this is not eaten. The probability for not sickly being eaten is 1 over 150, and the probability that they will not be eaten is 149 over 150. Now the next step is to multiply the fractions across to get the final probability. So for sickly being eaten, it would be 160. Not eaten for sickly would be 2 over 60. The probability that the not sickly will be eaten is 19 over 3,000. And the last one is 2,831 over 3,000. Now the problem asks, what is the probability that the caribou will be eaten? So we need to take the probabilities that say will be eaten. So for the sickly, we would have 1 over 60, and for not sickly, we would have 19 over 3,000. So we would add these two probabilities together, and by doing this, we would need to find a common denominator, which would be 3,000, and then the final answer would be 69 over 3,000 as our probability. So you can also write this as 23 over 1,000, or in percentage form as 2.3%. And that is our final answer for the probability of caribou being eaten by wolves.